welcome to the Empower Room. I'm your host, Fred T, and so glad to have you with us on this Sunday afternoon as we kick off another season of the Empower Room. And I know when you see MPWR, you're probably wondering, what is that? Well, that is a play on words as relates to empower, all right? And we'll get more into that as we come back after the intro. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Empower Room for Empowering Moments with your host, Timothy Hughes. Empowering Moments is brought to you by Empower Media LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being. So welcome to the Empower Room, and let's get started.
All right, again, welcome to the Empower Room, and we want to thank you all for joining us on this afternoon. All right, and as you can see from the wonderful background behind me, that's not where I am, but that is where my mindset is, and that is what I'm planning to do. All right, so there's nothing wrong with speaking things into existence, and with the background that you see, I plan to be playing in the sand as the weather gets warmer and we get close to summer vacation time. All right. But again, we want to welcome you to the Empower Room. This is Empowering Moments with your host, Reverend Timothy B. Hughes and Div. We ask that you please like our page, send an emoji, leave a comment, share and follow us, subscribe to us. For those of you all that may be on YouTube as well, we ask that you do that as well. We really would appreciate it. And Empower Media LLC is a social empowerment entity that focuses on community through social, digital, and publishing programs. We also do special and speaking engagements as well. We have over 25 years of experience. And if you go to our website, which is MPWR Media LLC, one.com, you will be able to see a menu of services that we provide that you might find interesting. You want to engage folks that you're associated with your organization, church, school, or whatever. Feel free to give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to share with you in more detail what we're able to do and the type of services we provide and all that type of good stuff. All right. All right. So we also, the first publication that we have is In the Blink of an Eye. And it turns out that this book is available on Amazon.com. And it is a book regarding myself. I had a sudden death situation that took place with me February 14, 2014. And I just wanted to capture the story and share with you the experience that I had in this out-of-body experience that I share in the book, along with the chapter from my wife. And want to thank again all those that who contributed to the book as well. Lionheart Media, who helped publish the book and edit the book and design the book, and Lois Ingram also is a wonderful photographer who provided photography for us as well in the book as well. It's a short read. We did that intentionally to empower folks that read it to know that there is power in the hereafter. All right. And what we're feeling and existing, this world that we live in right here, you will find from my interpretation that this is not it. All right. So I'm going to give the whole book away, but I want to encourage you to check out the book In the Blink of an Eye, an Out of This World Experience. And it is available on Amazon.com at this time. And thank you very much. And I know I keep saying about a book signing, and I have a proposal on the table at this time that I'm hoping we will be well received, and that will come to light here in the near future. We will definitely keep you posted on that. All right. So the purpose of Empowering Moments is to promote Empower Media LLC by sharing cultural, civic, and inspirational moments with special guests from all over the world. But we've been blessed to be able to have since we started this format over 2 years ago. So we wanted to give this just a trial run, if you will, as we get back rolling from taking a brief hiatus from the Empower Room, and wanted to get things up and going again with this. And after this, we should begin to start having guests along with us that impact our community and are very thoughtful and critical thinkers as relates to what's going on in our community. All right. All right, so that's what this is all about, and hope that you find it enjoyable. And please make sure you leave a comment, like our page, let us know what you think. All right. So let's go into our first area of concern, and that's dealing with culture. And in relation to that, there's been so much going on in our world here that I wanted to kind of share and reflect, if you will, on this attack on being woke. This attack on being woke is really it's kind of like, to me, a slap in the face. It's kind of disrespectful. It's making it appear that being aware, being familiar with surroundings and what's going on in the world is not something that should be done, is inappropriate, that type of thing. And how the word woke is being utilized, especially by the attacks out of Florida with the governor there. It really makes no sense. Okay, it's really illogical because it's definitely not the definition of woke. All right, from a political perspective, from what I gather, what woke means for real, we know in the literal sense in regard to being woke is your eyes open, you're seeing what's going on, you're aware of what's happening in your surroundings and around you and that type of thing. That's never a bad thing to know. All right, because when you do that, that helps you to protect yourself, be aware of what's coming, uh, keep yourself guarded, see what's coming, that type of thing. So, but it's turned out to be something that's negative to the point that it's really becoming, from a political perspective, and from my understanding, in as it relates to the Black community, it means that someone who is informed, educated, and conscious of social injustice and racial inequality. Again, let me say that again. I think it means, the context means to be woke politically in the Black community means that someone is informed, educated, and conscious of social injustice and racial inequality. Okay, so when did this become a bad thing? Why is it being propagated as something that's negative when it's actually not? Then we've got the critical race theory, which is also not true. That is something that is taught in legal classrooms for those that are in the field of law, going to law school, looking to become lawyers. And that curriculum, if you will, is what is discussed and shared and argued in that environment. It's not something that's taught in elementary school. It's not something that's taught in middle school. It's not something that's taught in high school. It's not something that's taught in every college. It appears to be, from my understanding, something that is taught in legal classrooms, in the law schools. All right, so it's amazing how things can get spun out of control, create unnecessary fear, which also has led to laws being passed For example, as we know, there has been a move to ban books, and it's supposed to be connected to CRT, critical race theory. And but I think that's not really what it is. It's other things. It's dealing with LGBTQ and issues. It's dealing with true history that has taken place as it relates to the African American experience in the United States. And I'm sure other ethnicities are having the same issues in relation to the Jewish community as well. So, this is really getting ridiculous. And I hope that we are woke for real, and how we can make sure that our we don't allow this to continue is to continue being awake, uh, engaging the conversation, of course, in a way which shows the true meaning of what woke is, and getting to the root of what is really going on is so important right now in our culture, as the culture of the United States, because this is really, I feel, getting dangerous, and it's causing ripple effects of various other things that are happening in our community. With the young man that was shot in the head in Kansas City, for example, the young ladies who were happen to get into the wrong car, a young man, and then he shoots at the car as the car is driving away. It's just all kind of crazy things going on, and the laws that are being passed in women's rights that are being shackled, if you will, in the time of when America is supposed to be the land of the brave and the land of the free, and it's really, really interesting what we're going through at this time. And I consider it to be that we're going through a transition, we're going through a growing process, and I pray that on the other end of this, that we will all be in a better place, and we will be more accepting of one another as we go through this process. The other issue is dealing with diversity, equity, and inclusion that's being attacked as well. I know here in the state of Texas, the governor has stated that the universities will no longer get funding if they continue to have these departments on their state campuses and that type of thing. So a lot of universities are disbanding those diversity, equity, and inclusion departments on their campuses, which is really not a wise thing to do with the diversity of how the country is going, and the diversity, especially here in Texas and other parts of the country as well. They have diverse communities, religious organizations, people with different sexual orientations. All that is healthy for any social environment to be intentional about engaging in, because it shows that we are going to be receptive and treat people the way we want to be treated through institutions that have been created. And they're not just in universities. I pray this doesn't spread to corporations and things of that nature, and the government. I'm sure the government itself has this type of organization as well. So I could not imagine that that would be disbanded within that. And that's something to really ponder. You're this being disbanded in the state of Texas and universities and so on and so forth. But are you doing the same thing in the state government and the United States government? How is this being handled in relation to these departments and various other systems throughout our country? Is definitely something to explore and be concerned about. All right, so that's pretty much it in relation to the cultural in the stay woke. On the flip side of that, stay woke, I'm really concerned about the story that came out of Alabama with the shooting at the birthday party there, and really was quite disturbing to know that the young people that uh, that this even took place, and then the persons that have so far been caught. I know there have been about six folks that young men, that they have arrested in relation to this shooting in Alabama. It's just heartbreaking. And what's even more heartbreaking, that these are young men, young African American men, ranging from ages from 17 to 20, so far from what I've seen. And that's just disturbs my heart, to know that not one of them may have thought, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. Let's rethink this. I don't think this is a good idea. It's just interesting to me and deeply concerning me in relation to woke, where we as a community need to be awake and do what we can to reach out to our young people, to understand how to deal with conflict, how to engage with one another, how to live in harmony with one another. You don't have to love it, and like everybody you with, but you should be able to exist. What is it? Be able to agree to disagree with whatever the situation is, and not go and grab weapons to go shoot up folk at a party. That just makes no logical sense. So I know we don't know the motive. I haven't heard the motive at this point. Still looking for that motive. Really interested to see what the motive was behind this shooting there in Alabama, and definitely want to lift up the families of those that have lost loved ones there in that community. Those that had to experience this. It's going to be some major trauma that the young people will have to remember and to deal with for quite some time. The families, the parents, the community itself. So I definitely want to be in prayer, continue to be in prayer for that portion of Alabama and the community there. And man, I pray that this gives us a wake up call into coming up with some ways to engage our young people, to surround them with positivity, with critical thinking skills, with feeling that life is worth living. Because these young men now, they have changed their colors to gray stripes, and it looks like it may be gray stripes for the rest of their life, and that's going to be a long time, and that's sad. So our parents, hey, we need to be more engaged with our young folk, our community. We need to be more engaged with our young folk. Let's do what we can to increase our empathy in our relationship with our young people, and do what we can to impact them as best we can. Lord knows, Empower Media and myself and folks that I work with in St. Louis, we have done, that's what we have been doing for a long time, to just trying to plant some seeds as we go. So it's very important that we do that. Take the time out to take, a young man or young lady on a trip. Conversate with them when you see they're wrestling with how to deal with the situation. Engage them in conversation. Create organizations, opportunities to engage our young people wherever they may be, because our community's hurting. So let's do what we can. All right. All right. So that's enough for me on the cultural stay woke part of this conversation today. And I did say, in regard to the civic, the diversity, equity, and inclusion component, also is something that's kind of interesting to see how what's taking shape with this as well, and hoping that things don't get too out of hand with this reality as well. So Let's just be mindful. I know that there's some people that I would imagine have lost their jobs, that have been directors of these departments and have staff in these departments and all those type of things, over someone here in Texas legislating that there's no need for that anymore. So, which is never the case. All right, we always need that. So, anyway, so that's that on the civic. And y'all, do you realize that the presidential election is right around the corner in 2024? So not only that, we also have local elections too. So in fact, I know we have a local election in Texas that we'll be beginning to start voting for, if I'm not mistaken, next week for early voting. So please make sure that you are registered to vote. Make sure you vote. If you haven't heard, the latest news is, I know here in Texas, that if you haven't voted in two major elections here in Texas, they're going to take you off the rolls. All right. So Republicans are doing all type of kind of strategies to suppress the vote here in Texas, and I'm sure what happens here is going to happen in other states if it hasn't already. So, hey, voting is key, because that's why we are in the position that we're in right now, is because not enough people go and vote. So if we have vote, if we vote, we get representation that represents the greater good for our country, then the greater good will be the result. But if we just sit back and realize and don't do anything and don't get involved, all we do is this, and don't engage in the process that we are blessed to engage in, uh, you know, then nothing will ever happen, change, and it may even get worse. And that's because all of us have not exercised our right to vote here in the United States, as we are blessed to do. So we can at least do that, especially for our ancestors and those that have gone before us. All right. So as you can see, I have a shirt on that says "Vintage," established in 1963. All right, and the perfection at the bottom, and that is because this is the month that I was born. In '63 was the year I was born, and I want to thank all of my wonderful guests who made it to my birthday celebration in St. Louis. It was a wonderful affair in the midst of all that took place. We had a major storm and tornadoes, but we still had a wonderful turnout of folk that came out to celebrate my birthday there in St. Louis. And I just cannot thank you all enough for you coming out and braving the storms and the tornadoes on that night. And for those who called me and wanted to be there and were dressed and ready to go, I understand. And I want to thank you so much just for your friendship. And that's really what this event was all about. I wanted to, I was very intentional about who I invited. And I did not want people talking about me. I wanted to share with everyone there why you were here, why you were there at this birthday party. And I was blessed to be able to do that in the midst of all that was going on with the storm and the tornadoes and other concerns that came up during the party. But overall, the my goal, I feel, was met. And I want to thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart and my wife's heart. I mean, we drove to St. Louis from Texas, and had a wonderful time with family and friends. And just want to thank you all again so much for the wonderful love. And I'm still getting cards in the mail. And thank you all so much for those who were not able to attend, and those who called us on the way back from Texas and called us the day after the party that couldn't make it. And we connected with folk. It was, and then when we took the day off the next day on Tuesday. I didn't go back to work till Wednesday, and we were having celebrations on the phone with various people that we talked to as well. And I just want to thank you all so much You don't know how much a blessing this has been for me to be able to reach this milestone of 6060. And in fact, if you do get the book in the blink of an eye, you will see what happened to me in 2014. And that'll really tell you how surreal this moment is for me to be able to celebrate my 60th birthday, which was on April 14th, 2023. The party was on the 15th there in St. Louis, and April 14th. All right. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. The cake was very good. It was just about gone. And I want to thank again everyone, my wife, my mother-in-law came all the way from Mississippi. She surprised me. I did not know she was coming, and that was a blessing. And thank you so much for coming. And my mother-in-law came, and they had folks from Mississippi, my in-laws, my sister-in-law, two sister-in-laws, and brother-in-law came up from Mississippi. I had cousins that came from Chicago. I had also a cousin, a niece that came from Colorado. So we really had a wonderful time on April the 15th, 2023. I am very pleased. Even in the midst with all that took place on that night, we still had a wonderful time, wonderful celebration, wonderful fellowship. Food was outstanding. And we even had a little water turned to wine. All right. So that was pretty cool too. All right. So I'm going to thank you all so much again for this opportunity to be with you in the Empowering Moments. We have some good lineup of a couple of shows that I know for sure coming up that I hope you'll find interesting as well, and look forward to sharing those with you. And we're excited about this new season of the Empower Room, and hope you will be too. And please, again, don't forget to like our page, send an emoji, subscribe to our YouTube page. We really will appreciate it very much. And if you're interested in knowing more about Empower Media LLC, please go to our website. And our website again is MPWRMediaLLC1.com. That is our website, MPWRMedia LLC1.com, and you'll be able to see a menu of services that we provide. And we also have a store page as well. If you're interested in purchasing a book, feel free to go there, and you can do that. If you go to the bottom of the page, that'll take you straight to Amazon to purchase the book, or you can just go to Amazon and purchase a book there as well. All right. All right. So we thank you all again for being with us in the Empower Room. We hope that you have gotten something from this engagement on today, and we really do.
Thank you for joining us in the Empower Room. Hope you have received some impactful information. Please like or leave a comment. See you next week in the Empower Room, brought to you by Empower Media LLC and your host, Reverend Timothy Hughes, aka Rev T.